going on, everybody? Me and the fam are just going for a walk to just go for a walk. But the grass is a lot taller than we thought it was. But part of it is because I wanted to walk back here to find a tree to try out my new Primal Tree Steps that I had just bought, which I'm not telling you they're Primal Tree Steps because I'm getting them for free or anything fun like that. These are just the steps that I decided I want to buy for this year for making my run and gun setup a little bit more versatile. So I'm excited to play with them, and I wanted to make you this video so you could see how they work. Alright, so these are the Primal Tree Steps that I was talking to you guys about. A couple different companies make these in a similar fashion, but these ones right here just have a tensioning strap. It's not a full ratchet, but this goes on the tree like so. Then you use the tension of the straps to hold them on there. So you put it on like this, you roll it forward, it snaps into place. This would be your step. This would be around the tree here. So I'm gonna try to go up one of these trees right here behind me just to practice to see how high up I can get. I've got 8 steps, so I'm not sure how high that would get me, but I figured it'd be a good starting point. Got my safety belt, and I'm just gonna try to make my way up the tree and show you guys how they work. Alright, so now this is another important thing to know. If you're going to get yourself into some sort of system like this, especially if you're going to use it as a hang and hunt system, we're going to have to put these on every time. It's super important to get yourself some sort of lineman's belt. An ascending strap isn't going to necessarily work here in all cases because you're not going to be able to have the safety rope up in the tree already. So that's why I have this strap, or this lineman's belt here. You can also get yourself, if you want to spend a little bit more money, a mechanical version of a Prusik knot that tree climbers use. I have one on my old belt from when I used to do tree work, so I'm going to be changing that out and getting rid of this knot system here, just because that way I can tighten it with one hand as I'm working in the tree. But safety first, always want to have yourself one of these. Then, because you have this, you're up in the tree. Imagine I was higher up. I won't be able to talk to you from that point, but then I'm able to take off a step on this system that I made here. Once again, once I put that mechanical piece on, I'll be able to tighten this up and get myself closer. But right now I have to step up, tighten the knot, tighten that knot a little bit, and then work from there. I found that I can at least get the first 2, possibly 3 steps, but I wanted to get up in the tree and show you guys how I go through this now. So I undo my step, I get it all situated, try to guesstimate the width of the tree, but you're never going to have it perfectly right. Throw your strap around the tree, clip her in to this just metal on metal contact here, tighten it just a little bit. I found if you let it hang down just a little bit, you're able to then pull it up above it and push it down like that, and it'll lock right into place. So I'm going to keep going up the tree. Like I said, I'm going to get all 8 in and see how high up that gets me, and I'll see you guys at the top. Alright, you guys, so naturally it is not perfect. I got a tree in my way, but I just got up here. I'm probably about, I don't know, I'd say 15, 16 feet up with 8 steps. I just set up the steps. This tree starts to get pretty small towards the top, so I just set up the steps themselves. In a hunting situation, I would use some of these tree limbs right here, and I would climb up with those, so I would be able to get even higher if I needed to. But it's really not that hard to set these up. I'm just standing on one step right now, so as you can see, they're definitely sturdy. I just got my safety strap on and that. So these are a great tool for someone who wants to do a little bit of a run and gun. That probably took me, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes at most to set up all 8, if that. And this is my first time ever using them, so it's only gonna get faster. Primal Trees Steps is a company that makes them. Wild Edge makes a version with a rope. I'll put links to both of those in the description box. But yeah, I'm super stoked to have gotten these. One thing you also want to do when you get up into the tree or try to practice, like I am right now before hunting season, figure out what your comfort step is. And by that, I mean figure out which side of the tree you're going to want to step onto your tree stand, so that when you plan your route up the tree, you're setting yourself up for success. And I had to learn this when I did tree work, because you always want to try to plan out how you're going to prune a tree or take down a tree. So when you set up your steps, if you like stepping with your right foot first onto the tree stand, bring your steps up so that you can set up the stand on your right side and then step on with your right foot. And same thing for your left foot. So those are important things to think of when you're setting up your tree stand. I always preach you should practice before you get into the woods. So that's why we're here today, just doing a little bit of practice and letting the dogs run around. But I also have some pretty big news. So most of you guys saw in the title, so that's probably why you watched the video. But I am deciding to not work with a certain company anymore. And before I go any further, I want to let you know that it has absolutely nothing to do with the usability of the product, the convenience of using the product. I literally could not say one single negative thing about any of the products that this company makes. It is definitely beneficial to hunters, and I would still suggest getting it if it fits the way that you hunt. But the company that I am no longer going to be working with is Sitka. And like I said, it has absolutely nothing to do with the products themselves. The products themselves are probably the most well thought out and engineered products I have ever used in the hunting woods. But my issue is the cost. So I do get some from Sitka, but not everything is completely free or anything like that. So with that being said, it's still quite pricey. And for me, it's just not worth spending that much money when I've never been someone that was hardcore about their camo in the first place. I did get a little bit caught up in the cool factor when I decided to say yes and work with them. I think we had a great partnership for the small time that we had it, but I don't feel as though I can comfortably withhold my end of the bargain and wear only Sitka, because I'm spending money in other places and not just on my camo. So I didn't want you guys also to think that I was trying to be above any of you in wearing Sitka, when we all know it is a little bit on the pricier side. And I'd never felt that I was, but I wanted to make sure that this page stayed true to what I made it for, and that is getting everybody engaged in the outdoors, no matter what your budget, no matter what your circumstances, whether you're hunting public land or private land with a gun, with a bow, ducks, deer, anything that you are doing and ethically engaging in the outdoors. So like I said, I didn't want to take away from that. I wanted to make sure everyone felt as though they were part of this community, and for that I will no longer be working with that company, and that is the only reason. I would still take any questions that people had about the usability of the products and such, and would point you in the right direction, because I do believe that they are great products, but it's just not for me, and I'm cool with just hunting in a flannel if I have to. So that is the big news that I was alluding to in my posts and in the title. Hopefully that doesn't mean anyone leaves just because I'm not wearing Sitka, but yeah, that's my big news. So we're gonna head down the tree and probably get out of here because Megan's getting bit up by bugs and I can feel one crawling up my leg right now. Alright everyone, hope you found that short little video there about the Primal Tree Steps that I'm using to be informative. Informative. Thanks babe. Hope you guys found that video to be informative on the Primal Tree Steps I will be using this year for my running gun hunting setup. Also with that news, once again, I hope that doesn't change anyone's opinion of the page, and if anything, I hope that helps us all engage with a more diverse group of people, and therefore, because I will not be working with them, I will have new camo hats for this hunting season, which is also another reason why I did it, because people kept asking for things that I could not provide, and I want to be able to do that for you guys. So, moving forward, this season's going to be awesome. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. If you haven't already, please go subscribe, like it, throw a comment in the section below, whether it is a question, a comment, or a concern, and I will try to reply back to all of those. And without further ado, as always, can't wait to see you hit your mark. See you later, everybody.